All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for another Meet the Press. We would like to welcome those that are joining us via Zoom and online. We know that we are also streaming live on the Jamaica Premier League's website, so good morning to you. Let me introduce you to the members of our head table. We would like to welcome the PFJL Director, Chad Cunningham. We have Miss Sabrina McDonald Radcliffe, Head of Sales and Marketing, Burger King, Popeyes, and Little Caesars. We're also joined by the Chairman of the Marketing Committee, Stuart Jacobs, and of course, Team Captain Barrington Price. This will be the flow of the event for today. It's a very short press conference. It's an opportunity for our sponsors, Burger King, to meet formally their team, which is the Tivoli Gardens Football Club. We will have a presentation first, welcome message by the PFJL Director, Chad Cunningham, followed by Mrs. Sabrina McDonald Radcliffe. The response from Tivoli Gardens will be done by Stuart Jacobs, and of course, the vote of thanks will be done by the team captain, Barrington Price. At the end of the presentations, we will have Q&A, which will allow you, the media, to ask questions, followed by presentations at the presentation area. I will not be coming back to the podium to reduce the need for further speaking. COVID protocols are in place at the venue. We remind you to keep your mask on. The only persons allowed to remove their masks are the speakers. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. I don't understand. Silent boy. Morning. All right, so I'd like to thank everybody for coming. This is always a great moment for us when we can announce and integrate more sponsors and partners into the journey and the family that is Jamaican football and Jamaican league football. We have a lot of amateur football in Jamaica, but there's only one, or amateur sports in general, but there's only one true professional league as we know it in Jamaica, and that is the Jamaica Premier League, where everybody is paid and everybody earns a living and it's their 9 to 5, for argument's sake. So I think this is a great day. We welcome all sponsors and especially Burger King, Popeyes, Little Caesars. I'll make sure to refer all three each time. All right. So Jamaicans love sports. I think we all know that, and especially with the Olympics around, we're definitely into sports nowadays. But in general, Jamaicans love all sports and certainly have a distinct passion for football. Now, as far as we can see, there's very few things that ignite the kind of passion that football does. People talk about it for hours. People know everything about their teams and the players involved, and a lot of tidbits that no one should really know so much details about, right? But that's how the passion is around football, and certainly in Jamaica. And that is what we live and experience every day with the Jamaica Premier League. A lot of times brands are surprised by how popular the league really is. But if you look at a lot of sporting events, some might fill the grandstand. A Jamaica Premier League final will fill the stadium, right? And so it's quietly a very popular league. And so with this new initiative and this new push that we're now doing with restructuring and better marketing and everything that we're doing, we're seeing an even greater participation and love for the league. And so we're happy to share that with you today. Now, when it comes on to Burger King and Popeyes and Little Caesars, right? If you go to these establishments, you'll notice that you're seeing people from every walk of life. Young or old, rich or poor, all across Jamaica. People love those brands and love the food and get involved and have a real desire for it. And we think that we match perfectly with that very demographic, right? It's very similar for us with the Jamaica Premier League. We have youngsters who follow the leagues. We have adults. We have the regular man in the street, and all the great and wonderful people of Jamaica love Jamaica Premier League, and that's something that we're very proud of. And so we just want to welcome you to that and say that we look forward to bringing that demographic to you and helping you to build your brand and grow your business to even greater heights. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So we are happy to be here this morning with all our three brands. Burger King in association with Popeyes and Little Caesars. We're happy to suit up and join the JPL 2021 season. Sponsorship of football and sport in general has been a commitment for our brands for more than 30 years, as we've supported road racing, equestrian, swim meet, league football teams, and of course, schoolboy football, which we supported for 5 years. So this is part of our DNA. So we're definitely happy to be on board this year. Our commitment and belief as a group of quick service restaurant brands in the power of sports to shape players on the field into successful players in their lives is the reason why we've stayed in the game of sports sponsorships. We believe that helping to power programs that bring people together to celebrate the discipline, the vigor, the passion, and perspiration of their favorite teams is an important investment in inspiration. I mean, you spoke about the stands being filled when it's finals. You know, there's just nothing that can describe that kind of energy. People inspired that their team could win, the highs and the lows of the match. We believe in empowering that kind of program. So when we learned that our lead brand, Burger King, was paired with Tivoli FC for the season, we were ecstatic. Because it's a name brand team, you know? And we're a name brand. The history of Tivoli FC is very much aligned with Burger King's. More than 30 odd years of existence, and TGFC is very committed to community development, and we're very committed to community development. So the alignment is not just about the passion of the brands, but what the brands stand for. For this season, we intend to support the TGFC team with 200 meals from our BK and Popeyes brands throughout the season. We'll also try to support one of the community projects. When we do the walkthrough, we'll figure out how we're going to align the ones that best fit our brands. We're going to be working out some promotions that are specific to the JPL season, and so you'll see that coming in the coming weeks. And we'll also be doing some giveaways today, as Paula mentioned, to the team that you could use in your training sessions. And of course, we have to send you home with some goodies that you can go to any of our stores where young and the old, the rich and the poor meet up, as you said, Chad. So what we wish for our exceptional team is exceptional success this season. And may the winner's trophy be in our hands at the end. All right? Have a good day.
That's what happens when shorter people were before you. Chad Cunningham, Director of the PFJL. Sabrina McDonald, Head of Marketing and Sales at Burger King, Popeyes, and Pizza. All right. And Little Pizza. Good morning. And let me not leave out Coach Williams, head coach of the Tivoli Gardens football team, assistant coach Dwayne Blake, members of the team, and let me point out one of our stalwarts who also played in the English Premier League, Teddy Johnson. Welcome. We are delighted. Tivoli Gardens Football Club is extremely delighted that we have been paired with Burger King, Popeyes, and Little Caesars, primarily the Burger King brand that we wear proudly on the front of our jerseys for the last 4 games with mixed results. We will continue our quest towards being at the top of the league at the end, so we'll share the spoils together. It is no coincidence, I think it is divine that your color is also our color, orange color. So it really complements us. As a community, we are committed to the game. We're committed to being a part of the landscape of this country in football and other things that we do. And Burger King coming on board is certainly one of the things that we will use as that avenue, the catalyst to get us. Because one of our objective for the team is to create a strong synergy with the community. We want to be the premier football brand in Jamaica, and we want to be that outreach club to our community. And I think that with the spirit with Burger King, will certainly appeal to that. In terms of the overall objective with this partnership, we want to ensure that your brand is showcased in a positive way each time we go on the field and each time we're off the field. We will do our best to represent your brand in the best way. This is a time when we have to adjust in the way in which we operate. And one way that we continue to try to live through this COVID, the pandemic, is to, on a daily basis, follow the protocols, follow the rules, and follow all of the things that makes us survive. Because we have to survive this one. And Burger King coming on board with Tivoli Gardens Football Club will certainly help us to survive this one. I want to thank the league for the vision that they had to go out there and get strong sponsorship for all clubs involved. It is a testimony that the game of football is certainly a part of the very landscape of this country.
This meeting is being recorded.
Burger King, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your appearing with us. Thank you so far for our sit-downs that we have had. We'll have more, and we will not be that club that is going to be demanding of you or asking you to stretch yourself. We'll ask you to sit with us and look at it as we go along. Thank you for the efforts. Thank you, PFJL. And players, this is our season, and we'll make Burger King our sponsor as proud. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. It's just a short speech as well. Greetings to all. This is a momentous occasion, not just for me, but my teammate and the management staff. Having Burger King, Lucas Caesar, and Pista coming on board is something to be elated about. And to come on board in the middle of a crisis when things are very much uncertain is something to celebrate. To that, then I say thank you for believing the dream project by JPL. Thank you for believing the players, and thank you for all. You're welcome.
Thank you, Barrington. Thank you to all our speakers, but I want to just acknowledge Barrington. It is absolutely not easy for any of us to come up here and speak. And as part of the league's initiative, we want to develop our players because you are stars. As Chad said, this is the only professional league in Jamaica. So this is not a hobby. This is a business for you. This is your job. This is your livelihood. And so Barrington, well done on your first or one of your first formal public speaking initiatives. And we hope that there are many more to come. All right, so now we have come to the end of the formalities. We invite the media, whether you are on Zoom or here in the room with us, if you have any questions, you may direct them now to the panel. Or the presentations may have been just absolutely amazing and there are no questions. All right, so while the media, we have one. I can't see. Can you read it for us and then we'll just answer it here?
Can you go ahead, Daniel Willow? Yes, hi, good morning. This is Daniel Wheeler calling from the Gleaner Sports Desk. My question is directed to Chad Cunningham. Given the latest curfew restrictions for the next 2 weeks up until August 10th, I want to know what will be in terms of the changes for the schedule for the Sunday matches, whether there will be just one Sunday match, or will there be changes to those fixture lists for the next 2 weeks, if there are any updates.
Right. So as of right now, the games have simply been moved earlier, back to what was originally proposed when the curfew was at a similar time, which would be 8:30 kickoff and 11 o'clock kickoff for the two games on Sunday. We're still working with the JFF to see, how best it could possibly work if we maybe move the days to a day in the week or something like that. But right now we're working with what they had already outlined, which was 8:30 and 11 o'clock. The other games, we don't have a challenge in terms of executing those games at the regular times of 1 o'clock and 3:30. The challenge is really on Sunday, at which point we have the games early in the day.
And just a follow-up question, because I know that there were some clubs were, I guess, uncomfortable with in terms of the early morning kickoff because of whether it's sleep patterns or affecting sleep patterns and proper preparedness. Are you trying in terms of to work with the clubs to have some sort of, I guess, compromise, for example, whether it be one match on Sunday and maybe a doubleheader on Monday? Were those considered?
Correct. So that's between us and the JFF. The JFF is the one who runs the competition. They're in charge of football in Jamaica. We have to abide by their scheduling and their what they say. And so yes, we'll continue to work with them to see if there's perhaps a better time. And so we understand the challenges of the clubs, especially those that are outside of Kingston, for those kind of early games. But as of now, we have to work with what the JFF has.
That's much.
Thank you. Do we have another question online or in the room?
Just one
Brian?
just one question about the early match on Sunday. Where nutrition a factor where you're basically you're told to eat at certain hours before match or events, and an 8:30 event. Isn't that because you're mentioning about coming out of town, but it's not just about coming from out of town, it's this part of it. What about that part taking into consideration that a player would have to get up from 6 to eat breakfast so that he can play a 8:30 match?
Right. So as we said earlier, the Jamaica Premier League is the only professional league in Jamaica. And as a professional, you just have to adjust. That's the reality of the situation. In many other leagues, they have early games or they have midday games that are in the boiling sun, and you just have to adjust. The reality is that many of our clubs will train, or in the past, before COVID, may have had practice matches in the mornings, very often at 7, 8, 9 o'clock. And so we're not unaccustomed to playing in the mornings, and we're not unaccustomed to the routine of what time we should eat, what time we should arrive, etc., etc. So as a professional, you just have to do what you have to do.
Thank you.
Another one. This is about venues, because each time I see the fixture state National Stadium, then a couple of days later you see a switch to the UWI facility. What is the problem where the stadium is concerned? Why are there have no matches being played there currently?
Right. So there's not really a problem with the stadium per se. Naturally, we want to play in the stadium. The first switch that you spoke about was related to the storm that was passing by. And so if there was going to be heavy rains, or if we had to play some of the matches, let's say the storm was expected Sunday and we had to play some of the matches on Saturday, we still didn't know what the weather would have been like. So it's better to play on the AstroTurf rather than in monsoon conditions at the National Stadium.
It was switched last week as well.
No, last week it was switched from Stadium East.
National Stadium.
National Stadium switch. All right. So with regards to that one, yes, we did make a decision to move more games to the Horace Burrell Center, mainly because of two things. One is the the AstroTurf allows for more games with less wear and tear on the field. So in general, you want to go as many games as possible on the AstroTurf. When we talk to groundsmen and those kind of things, they're saying, 5 games on the trot on a weekend is a lot. So yes, we did have the National Stadium schedule, but we decided to play more games at the at UWI and the JFF Center of Excellence because it checked a lot of boxes in terms of what we wanted to do and how easily we were able to execute.
It's not a financial problem.
No, it's definitely not a financial problem. Obviously, the stadium is a lot more expensive to host it, so that may have been a financial
Consideration.
benefit, but not necessarily due to financial problems. No.
For Burger King, the sponsorship of Tivoli Gardens, is it just for the short 3-month competition, or is it something they want to explore going forward for the next season coming? And how much is it that they're putting into this sponsorship?
Well, first of all, we're not sponsoring the team, we're sponsoring the league. And we have committed as a collection of the 3 brands, $9 million. So our association with the team is something that we're exploring. It's in the fetal stage. We've met, we've discussed, so we're going to see where it goes. So it's not the team that we're sponsoring, it's the league, but we're supporting the team.
Yes, and I'd like to just quickly point out that that's an ongoing theme with all the sponsors. The sponsors may be assigned to a club, but that's more to say that as a club, we want something on the front of the shirt that provides a lot of mileage and a lot of exposure for brands. But in general, each sponsor is sponsoring the league, and that's how we're able to finance and foot the bill for this bigger, better league that we're looking at now.
Since I'm here, I just want to ask something that has been lingering. What is UWI, the status of UWI since they've pulled out of this season? What's the status of UWI?
Well, when you say status, meaning they're opted
Are they still a Premier League club?
No, they decided to opt out of
Not
it.
this season, but going forward. Will they be allowed to come back?
No, and actually that is not something that is within or it's not something that is on us. FIFA has specific things and penalties regarding dropping out of competitions that you're registered for. And so they'll have to follow those rules and work their way back up if they so desire.
When will something be publicly known about what will happen? Because no one knows if they become what will happen, what punishment, what will be.
Well,
What nothing. When will we know exactly what will happen to UWI?
well, I couldn't answer that one for you. What I do know is that they're no longer in our competition and we've moved on without them.
All right, we'll take one more question from the media. Do we have another question online? We're good? Any other questions in the room? Brian did an excellent job. All right, so okay, go ahead.
No, I just would like to kind of expound on what Sabrina has said. We had a sponsorship between ourselves and Burger King. Is that we are very grateful that Burger King actually came on board to sponsor the league. And that's a big thing for us because our players were sitting idle actually, and it's their livelihood, and the coaches and the staff of the club, and just the whole atmosphere for the community to be in the league competing week in, week out. It did a lot for the whole upliftment of the community. So despite the fact that Burger King is the sponsor of the league, and whatever it is that they will offer us at this time, we are grateful for it. And as I said earlier, we are not demanding anything from our sponsor at this time. It is a show of solidarity and thank you that they actually came aboard to sponsor the league. That at this time is enough for us.
Great. All right. So if there are no further questions, we can just go on to say, just for clarity, there are 18, which is an amazing accomplishment. The Jamaica Premier League, I've been in sponsorship for a while, and I can't recall any one program having 18 sponsors. And of the 18 sponsors, there are 11 club sponsors, and that club sponsorship is based on your level of contribution, private details based on each individual sponsor's entitlement. The 11 club sponsors then are assigned to individual clubs, and as the PFJL, they encourage each sponsor that is assigned to a club to develop a one-on-one relationship. And speaking on behalf of Chad, who's representing the league, the hope is, as Sabrina said, that a relationship is developed between the clubs and the individual sponsors that may, in fact, become a long-term relationship going forward. Yes. And on that note, we would like to formally end the press conference, but we do not end without thanking all the members here present. And of course, there are presentations to be done. We have goodies, and I didn't wear my orange shirt, but I think red is very close to orange, right? So I'm an unofficial member of the Tivoli Gardens because Popeyes is a staple in my home. I don't know. So I'm an unofficial member. But there are some goodies that will be handed over today to the Tivoli Gardens Football Club on behalf of their club sponsor. They've also mentioned a walkthrough, and I'm sure they will let us know so that we can invite the media to perhaps become a part of that walkthrough, which is an amazing thing to do. So we look forward to seeing Burger King and Tivoli Gardens doing a walkthrough with the community to see what further assistance may be offered and to also see what the club is doing. I know Tivoli from past experience, even in my days back then working with Mr. Siago, who was very big on community development and community relations. So I'm happy to see that Burger King and Tivoli will continue that. And of course, there will be a special jersey presentation from Tivoli Gardens to their club sponsor to show their appreciation. Thank you once again for joining us. We will close off for about 2 minutes from the persons joining us on the live stream to allow for the media to shift the room, and we will be back in 2 minutes for the presentations. Thank you. For those of you joining us online, we now have the formal jersey presentation being done by Stuart Jacobs and Mr. Barrington, the captain of the Tivoli Gardens Football Club. He is presenting to the entire Burger King team. And also representing Popeyes and Little Caesars. All right, so we're smiling with our eyes. And when you, we need you to smile under the mask because it shows in your eyes. Yes? Again, for those joining us online, that is the official jersey presentation from Tivoli Gardens to their club sponsor. All right, so now this is the fun part. We are handing over $90,000 worth of gift vouchers. And this is going to the captain, who will have the lovely responsibility of distribution. So the team captain is receiving from Evergate, from Burger King. This is an amazing presentation, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot of gift vouchers. Barrington, you're going to have a lot of friends calling you after this press conference. That's what we call real rich. All right. Okay, and of course, it's not just Burger King, ladies and gentlemen. He's also getting gift vouchers from Popeyes and Little Caesars. This is a lot of gift vouchers. Popeyes will not be outdone today. They will not. Franchise. Barrington will have some new best friends at the end of this press conference. Great. Thank you. And of course, we're going to ask the members of the Tivoli Gardens Football Club that are here to join us for this final presentation. We know how hard the team trains and how hard it is to get the laundry done, and so their sponsor has offered to provide T-shirts for training. I know the team will definitely appreciate that. Coach, where is the coach joining us? Yes. Also. So these are T-shirts that the team has been gifted with to assist with training. As Mr. Cunningham mentioned, this is a professional league and the team trains almost daily. So having additional training gears will be a great thing for the team to have. Come back in.
Up this side a little bit closer. All right, cool. Ready? Everybody looking this way.
And smile with your eyes.
All right. All right.
Hold on. Can I get the coach and the captain and the two Burger King managers just for a smaller, tighter photo? Captain, hold your gift vouchers. Coach, can you hold the? Yes. Just hold the, some of the shirt. That's not a amount of the shirt. Not play with the Burger King. No. Alright. I don't want it to look too loaded. It's okay. You're not showing your Popeyes.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Ever gave you the bully?
Let's do the purple one. Let's do the purple one. Is in the middle.
Good? Yeah. Do it the other way.
This is what? The purple with the white.
No.
Why would I open your shirts?
You can do. Just open one. This one.
Especially the purple one.
Alright. Ready?
Alright, so everybody looking this way. Ready?
Guys, close on.
Ready? Close.
What about mask?
Ready? Alright. One more.
Awesome.
Do you want to get this shot? Yes. Oh, give me a shirt. I can my purple.
Not a force. Thank you. Ow, this thing shocked me. All right, we are now at the end of the presentations, at the end of the press conference. Thank you all for joining us. Remember, we will be back here again next week for another Meet the Press with club sponsor Sagicor and Dun Beholden. For the members of the media that are here, I will see you next week. And of course, Burger King does not disappoint. There are goodies awaiting all of you at the back of the room. Thank you.